Hello and howdy there. A couple days ago, I saw the new Martin McDonagh film, Seven Psychopaths, and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a 7. I think it was appropriately. Seven Psychopaths deserves a 7. I really appreciated the voice. You know, Martin McDonagh. This is his second film. He wrote and directed it. I think, you know, he's definitely a unique voice and a rising talent. It seems, and this is just in film, he is, you know, quite storied over in Europe. But I really have enjoyed his films, and I enjoy his brother's film, and whatever. I think it's a career to watch, and I think Seven Psychopaths was a solid story. Seven Psychopaths is about a lot, and, you know, about not much. It's about a dog napper. He steals dogs while people are distracted, and then, you know, a few days later, once a reward is offered, he returns the dog for the reward. He also refuses the reward. His partner can refuse the reward, so it's not a guarantee every time, just because he does refuse it to seem natural. But they eventually steal the wrong man's dog, and they accidentally steal a Los Angeles drug kingpin's. We're actually never really sure of how he got to be so big and bad, but you know, it's definitely illegal. But he steals this big bad guy's dog, and the big bad guy, his most cherished possession in the world is that dog, and he will stop at nothing to get that dog back. That's the backdrop. It's about a lot more. It's about a struggling screenwriter. It's about a serial killer. It's about the loss of love, the search for love. You know, it's very heady. To quote one of the characters from the film, it's very layered. It's very, I hate to use the word because I feel that the word is overused, but it's very meta. You know, it's a movie about movies, and the characters are seemingly referencing their own lives and the own, you know, film that they are in, which of course, you know, the character's not supposed to know they're in a film. But there's definitely, you know, some of that meta going on. Stars Christopher Walken. It stars some of my favorite humans on the planet. That's why I really loved, that's what I loved most about the film. Where it got like a little weird and, I want to say maybe self-indulgent in some places. The acting and my love for these actors just made me not care about anything else. You've got Christopher Walken, you've got Colin Farrell, Sam Rockwell, Tom Waits, Woody Harrelson, who else is in there? A couple faces. I mean, you'll definitely recognize a lot of people. I recognized someone from Men in Black 3, who probably had the best job in Men in Black 3. The alien who could, like, see everything, all futures at one time, whatever. He was in this briefly. All the acting is really good. On a personal note, Christopher Walken is a hero of mine, is an inspiration. I've been in love with Christopher Walken since I was probably maybe the age of 14 when I watched The Dead Zone. Well, actually, it started with Saturday Night Live. I mean, how could it not? I started with Saturday Night Live, and I thought he was so bizarre and so funny that I wanted to know, well, everything that he did. I started with Dead Zone, the David Cronenberg film. and went from there to The Deer Hunter. And again, I was 15 years old. So I've always loved Christopher Walken. He's one of my favorite actors. He's one of a kind. You know, that is obvious, but he's just one of a kind. There's no one out there like Christopher Walken. He's a lifelong entertainer. He grew up in vaudeville. He's been a song and dance man his entire life, and I think that shows. He's an extremely skilled performer, and I think he's one of the best actors working. He doesn't work so much these days as he's getting up there in age. He used to be in everything, but I think no matter what he's in, I think he's always stellar. You know, he's one of the guys who can be in a direct-to-DVD movie. He can be in a bad movie, and he can make it better. And people don't mind that he's in it, you know, because he's Christopher fucking Walken. So Christopher Walken is amazing here. Anytime you get to watch him work, especially at this level with this type of material, I mean, it's amazing. So it's great to see Christopher Walken. All the acting is really good. Colin Farrell returning, working again with McDonough. I don't know if they ever worked on the stage. I'm trying to want to talk about McDonough here soon. Colin Farrell's in it. He's very good. Sam Rockwell, again, always very good. Always unique. Always doing something different. Here, he's really good and out there. Tom Waits is in it. Again, Tom Waits is one of my favorite humans, and again, another hero, a personal inspiration of mine. I think Tom Waits is one of the great singular American artists of my time, and, you know, of all time. You know, he is Americana to me. And here, he's been in several films. You know, he's just a performer. He can do anything. And so he's here, too. You know, he just has to be Tom Waits, pretty much, which he succeeds at. So that's great. Woody Harrelson's really good. Oh, Gabourey Sidibe? I'm not sure how you say her name. Precious is in there very briefly, basically a cameo performance. She does a very good job. Woody Harrelson is as one of the psychos, perhaps the most psycho. I'm not sure. He's also very good. All of the acting, very good. This film takes place in Los Angeles. The city itself becomes kind of a character in the film. I appreciate that. I myself live in Los Angeles, so I appreciated seeing, you know, that's just cool, you know, to see a movie that takes place in the place where you are at. You know, there's just something that, you know, that makes it more personal, it seems. Martin McDonough, again, this is his second film, and I feel it's important to note that I think this is his first project that is written purposefully for the screen. I didn't do my research. Maybe he was a co-writer on The Guard, but I think this was his first thing written purposefully for the screen. In Bruges was his first film, came out several years ago. I saw In Bruges one time. I rented it. I did not see it in the theater. I really enjoyed it. I thought, wow, this guy's got something to say, and it was really good. Ralph Fiennes was amazing in it. But In Bruges was a play, you know, at one time. I'm relatively certain about that. Martin McDonough is a playwright. He's a very successful and lauded playwright over in Europe. He's of Irish ancestry, I believe. But he, again, is a very well-respected and lauded playwright. So he's by no means, you know, unfamiliar with the stage, with you know, story, you know, again, directing, containing that story, delivering that story, telling a story. He's no stranger to it. But I think it's important that In Bruges, again, was a play of his that he adapted for the screen. where Seven Psychopaths is a original screenplay. It's his, hey, I'm in the movie business now, and I want to make a movie about movies, where, the main character, one of the main characters is trying to write a movie. That character's name, by the way, is Martin. So it's, in a way, I kind of feel it's autobiographical. I'm sure that there's a lot of stories here that are from his life. So when I talked about it being self-indulgent, and I do feel it is, the female characters are very underwritten. After I saw the film, I went out and I looked at the poster, which I've been looking at for several months now and just waiting in anticipation. And I noticed that on the poster there are two women. Those two women are barely in the film, and when they are in the film, they're, being killed or being called cunts or, something like that. And the characters, while trying to write a film, talk about how they subjugate women, objectify women, basically kill them off, call them bitches, and so that's what had actually happened. So I kind of, in a way, felt bad for the women. Again, it was, to have them on the poster is ridiculous because their combined screen time is under 5 minutes. So it's that kind of thing where they talk about how they're bad to women, about how they objectify women, while being in a film that objectifies women and that reduces women. I don't really know what else to say. It very layered. I definitely look forward to seeing it again. I don't really see the need to see it in the theater, but I definitely look forward to renting this. It's very layered, so I'm sure I'll appreciate it on different levels the next time I watch it. The performances, again, I'll watch it just to watch Christopher Walken. Walken is amazing. I do want to mention The Guard. I can't help but mention The Guard. And that's what I really wanted to do my research on, is that Martin's brother, who I can't remember the name of, I want to say Jonathan, but I could be way off on that. So I'll just call him Jonathan. Jonathan McDonough, but that's not his name, I'm sure. He wrote and maybe co-wrote with Martin, wrote and directed The Guard, which was one of my favorite films of last year, one of the best films, I think, in recent memory. It's, I think, a highlight so far of this young decade. I think The Guard is better than In Bruges, and I look forward to, his brother's work, probably even more so. And I noticed that his brother's name was nowhere, here. And I thought, what a talented family, and can't they work, more? Maybe they can balance each other out more. I don't know. Just because I thought The Guard was fantastic. So I hope that they work together more. I think that maybe they could balance each other out or something, or I don't know. I just think that's fantastic that two brothers can be so talented, but yet have that similar voice. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I really enjoyed the film. I think you would too if you like, modern noir crime. It is very violent, I will say that. It was surprisingly violent in places, but almost in a cartoonish fashion. I mean, there is, squirting blood, but there's also a lot of hardcore stuff going on here. So it may be, not for the squeamish. There's a scene where someone gets their head slowly cut off by a hacksaw. So, be prepared for slow decapitations. So that's it. I mean, I enjoyed the film. I think it's a solid 7. I think it just showed someone having fun, really stretching their legs, seeing what they can do in the medium of film. I think more than anything, McDonagh is a talent to watch. He probably won't do anything that's like bad, unless he has a career that's incredibly long. He'll probably always make something of quality. At least it really seems that way. So I think 7 Psychopaths just fits in with that. So okay, that's 7 Psychopaths, and I give it a solid 7. Thank you very much.